Okay, hey YouTube. I am going to do a little bit more in-depth video than I did before. I have a few videos taking apart the car, but I want to go from square one with the car. Number one, the car PM45 is a 45 caliber APC. It has, let me just unload it here. It has a 5-round magazine. Okay, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullets in that. 45 ACP. And is got witness holes there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is a metal type stainless steel magazine. Let's unload it. Okay, as you see, unload it. Okay, so that's actually 5+1 that you could put in the gun. What I'm going to do is just a basic takedown of the gun. We're going to go down to firing pin, extractor rod, spring, slide lock, everything. We're going to take it all the way down. So let's just move that over there so we have some room. Like I say, once again, this is the car, PM45, 45 ACP. This has the Crimson Trace laser sight on it, as you can see. Okay. Now, what they recommend, car, and like I say, it's empty. Okay. Car recommends from the factory, well, this is kind of the factory takedown, you push the slide back about like that. You line up these holes right here, you get a sharp edge, and you bring it up a little bit like that. Then you got to make sure it's lined up there. You pull out your slide release like that, and you pull it out. Okay, there's the slide release guide pin. Then it recommends that you pull the trigger, and you pull the slide off. Okay, before we go down, I'm going to show you a little part here. This part here, you notice there's a little spring here with a screw. You can tighten it. This is for your slide release. This rides up, slide release, pushes up so it can lock. This little part here, okay, is for this to lock it in. There's a little ribbon there. See how that? So when you put this in here, that basically snaps in there and holds that down. Basically the frame's like this. It's pretty standard, This here is, we'll hit the bottom of the slide to fire the pin once it's cocked. It's just the composite type, stippling here, you know, and this is your basic Crimson Trace momentary touch. Take some teeny hearing aid batteries that you take the screws off and put it in there. They last pretty long, so you wouldn't have to really worry about it. This is your slide release right here. I think I showed you on a few other videos. The slide release, there's a little spring up in here that holds it. A vertical spring that you could just pry out and pop that up. This basically is your slide, stainless steel. To remove the pin, we want to take our finger here, we want to hold our hand here, we want to push with our thumb, and then we want to bring that off. This is your spring. Okay, what I do is I polish that a little and put oil on there. You can polish it with some mothers. Just about all the parts that I polish to make them smooth. This is what I use. Mother's mag and aluminum polish. Very good on stainless steel. This is aluminum, stainless steel. Let's see what it works on. Gold plating, chrome anodized, painted, or coated metal. It's not recommended for it, but it will work with your stainless steel, aluminum, and stuff like that. It's not recommended for those other metals. Okay, so this is your recoil spring, as you can see. On here it has a little screw. It is tight, it's not supposed to be loose. Okay, so lay it down. Now we go over to our barrel. To take the barrel out, we just kind of take it out like this and wiggle it out. Turn it at a little angle, it comes out. This has been polished with the mother's mag and wheel polish. This is a hammer forged stainless steel, and I have polished it. You can see how shiny it is. You can see in that barrel, I always keep it pretty clean. So we will lay that there. We have that, and we have that. So these are 3 of our components. Now if we go over to here, okay, we can notice in here, you can't see it too good, but I'll try to get the light. There's the angle. Let me get my handy dandy little screwdriver. Your recoil spring is in here. Okay. This is firing pin pull down spring. This is the firing pin lever. Okay, in the back here is your retainer cap. This right here is a spring loaded. I push it, you see it move a little. Right? That spring loads and locks this back. Now underneath here there's a little piece of plastic that what you can do is you pull the spring back. I don't know if you can see how that's moving. Pull that spring down, you put something in there. I'd recommend just getting yourself a little piece of plastic or something. It doesn't really matter what. You'd probably have to do it like this. So you want to bring that back, and you can put that little piece of plastic like right there. I'd recommend something just like that. That's from a dart, a plastic tip from a dart. Okay, in here now, what you have to do, okay, there's a little trick here. You have to, there's see that little hole in there? There's a little pin in there. You have to press that down. Okay, and while you're pressing that down, you have to move. Okay, you have to pull back on these little serrations there. You just get it back so far. You don't need a lot. What you can do to help you is if you have a small screwdriver, or let me find something here for you. Anything, just a little pen. Hold that down, get a little pen in there like that. And just kind of, well, let me just find something here. I actually have it down already. So then just ever so gently swerve that down. Now you'll see if I look on there, if you look in there, it's down. You see a little black, that little black piece of plastic, and this is actually down. So all you really have to do is pull it and point it down. See how I'm moving it? Like that, just pull it down with both fingers, let it hit that way. Okay, so what'll happen, you'll see what's in there. You have your little retaining pin for the firing pin, the plastic thing to push it down on the spring. We will lay it this way, and all you have to do, this here, you can pull out, and I'll get this closer so you can see this. Pull out your firing spring, firing pin spring, and this is like a, I guess this is, let's call it a little pressure plunger. Okay, then what you want to do is you want to tip it a little. Okay, I just give it a few taps. First thing will come out is this retaining pin. Tap it again. Sugar the spring in. Okay, well, the easiest way to do it is to first press this down and pull out your firing pin. Okay, so now we have, I'm kind of showing you the orders that come in. What will happen is your little extractor pin will just kind of get looser and almost pop, it'll pop right out. Fall right out. So there's your extractor pin. Okay. There is other parts in here. Let's get those out. I get them all out, but okay. The next item to come out will be a spring. Okay. And these parts here that you're looking at go on this little hole. Okay. Pretty much in that order. Now in there is a rod. Oh, that's going to fall out too. Okay, now if you push again, this rod here will come out. Let me show you how this is. Okay, so kind of get you all situated here so you know what's going on. Okay, basically that's the whole internal guts of this. Okay guys, now I want to show you how to put this back together. Here's your firing pin spring, firing pin plunger. Here's your extractor rod, extractor pin, a spring, and extractor pin. So what you're going to do is you're going to take with this little part here, and I'll get you a little closer down. Okay, you're going to do is you're going to slide this in. You're going to press down a little, and see how that locks back? That's cool. Okay, then you're going to need to take this. This is kind of critical here if you get it in, so you want to get it in right. This goes in like this, and this part here, as you can see there's pressure on this. This part here, see how that's beveled? That's got to go in like this. See how that goes? This has got to go in here so it rides like this. See how that is? So you're going to have to take that and you want to ride it, put it right in there, that hole. You want to try not to move it much. Okay, so that side there goes down. Ride it in there ever so lightly. Then you want to take this spring. You really want to move it much. And then you want to get that spring in there. And I would take it and just give it a little pressure. Press it a few times on it so it pushes down, because it's got to kind of go on here and lock on that extractor. Now you're going to take this spring, you're going to put it in there, your 5-inch spring, and you're going to lift it up like this. Okay, you want to take this. This is like the back of it. Okay, you want to put some pressure down here. Now, if you have to do some, if you have to use a piece of equipment to do it, that's fine. You have to get that plunger down below that little plate. I kind of got it on there. I've been goofing around with it a lot, so there, I got it. See how I got that in there? See how that is? Okay, then you're going to want to press down on this pin. Okay. At the same time, when you press down all the way, you're going to want to push this forward. So I push that, and it should snap in. Okay, now it's in. You want to check your extractor. Okay, over here you want to move this. You want to, make sure it doesn't fall out. It looks pretty tight to me. See? Looks like it's not going nowhere. See how that's catching? So it's not coming. It's pretty much in there. Then I highly recommend use a little oil. Okay. I blast it with oil. I don't care what anybody says. I've taken a lot of guns apart, and this is what I do. You don't have to have a lubricated gun if you don't want one. That's fine. But anyway, you can see how that is. It's completely together. And we're going to test it in a little while, because that pulls back and then this locks that. See? When this pulls back, this is how it works. This pulls back. This spring, okay, when you push this, this goes back and locks the hair. And then what the hammer does, it drops it. That little thing turns it. I don't know if I can get the pressure back to lock it. I can't get it that much to lock with my fingers. But it locks back in this, right in this position here. And then this little guy here. So that moves. That little nub in there releases it. So that's why it is fairly safe. Okay, now you're going to get your spring, actually your barrel. Okay. And you're going to take your barrel at an angle, put it in like this. And you're just going to kind of turn it ever so little like this. It'll drop in. Okay, you're going to take your barrel, you're going to hold it like this. It's pretty lubed up, so sometimes they get kind of slippery. You're going to push with your thumb while you're holding with those two springs. And you're going to go all the way. Yep, sometimes it gets a little slippery here. I'm lubed up pretty good here, so. Go up all the way. There, now that barrel's in. Okay, see, that's in. Okay, that's definitely in. Looks pretty good. And actually, you can see, if you look in here, see that? That's that little, it's rusting on there. That's a little, the spring that holds the extractor in. That's the flat part's facing on there. So that's, you'll see that. That looks perfect. Okay, it's really good. And that'll hold it, and if you have it the other way, you could have a problem. Okay, so now it's all together. Let's just double check everything. That looks good. Take your barrel, slide actually, line it up the back of it right here like this. Put your barrel in. If you do that, make sure everything is okay. You see how it fires? See, when I hold it down, it'll fire. I'm going to cock it for you to see. You can't take it off with a cock because this hammer's holding it back. And then you drop it, you know it's working. So then take it, put your spring back in here. Line it up there. Line it up with that hole. Go over there like this. You pull the barrel over, push the slide over rather. Line it up, drop it in. You're good to go. Okay, you're very good to go. Should be no problem now, no firing pin or anything. And we'll go ahead and grab a dummy round. Dummy rounds. Okay, let's just pull a few rounds out of here. Okay, put some dummy rounds in here to show you they work and they eject. When you get them all greased up like this, like I said, the tendency, these have very powerful springs. So let me get it back up here. So I wipe it off real good. The springs, but as you use this and lube it up, actually see, I locked it down back pretty good there. Put your spring in, your mag in. You can drop it that way, pull it out. Yep, you can see. See, there's a chambered round because this is up a little. Get out. It ejects out perfect. So you know that's going to work. That's going to be fine. And it's perfect. So you can do it again. You have to do it that way. We'll pop another one in. Ejects fine. So it's good to go. You can load up your gun. And this is just good information to know on this car. I've taken it apart quite a few times just for these videos, and it's just good to know how to do it if you ever got to repair the gun. There's not many parts in this gun, which is kind of neat. And again, you got these are a bitch to cock back, but you know, once you get a hang of it, you're good. Now, I would just normally be going like this and dropping it, pulling it back, but it's a little slippery, so I'm dropping my it like that today. And you could feel this here. It ever comes up so little. You can hear that? Feel that? That's how you can know there's a round in it. It's not real good, but at least you can know there's one in there. Then I go ahead and load another one up. Pop it in. All good to go. She's loaded up. Pop it in my. And that's pretty much the assembly and disassembly of the car, PM45, which is, like I say, 45 ACP gun, and you can, you know, it's a nice little high capacity gun. It's well worth it. I highly recommend it. But like I say, that is the car PM45. Pretty much complete disassembly and reassembly that you would be doing. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Take it easy.